Roger Mills, Boating New Zealand magazine. Today I'm in Seaview in Wellington and I'm here with Simon Gard, who's the manager and owner of Redhot Marine. Now I understand, Simon, it's a pretty special day for you for a couple of reasons.
Yes.
One is it's a birthday of Redhot Marine.
We're a teenager, 13 years today.
And the other is you've got this fantastic looking 795 Game King behind us.
Extreme Boat 795 Game King that we're going to go over, and we'll take it out in the harbour this afternoon and take you for a run.
Now, this is a rather special boat, as I understand it. You've made some of your own modifications to it to suit what you and your customers want. Can you tell us a few of the modifications that you've incorporated?
Yeah, so the priority for this boat for us was a few new features from Extreme and Yamaha that we really wanted to show off, I suppose, and the focus point for us was integration and automation. So on the Extreme side of it, we've got a new central live bait tank, a new style wheelhouse wall, and a few other bits and pieces which we'll show you. And on the Yamaha side of it, we now have bow thruster integration on our single outboard Helm Master EX system. We also fitted the Seakeeper Ride vessel attitude control system. So we wanted to showcase that, and for 90% of our customers, this 8-metre boat is going to give them everything they need and nothing they don't. Yeah, so first up we had our new Yamaha F350 4.3 litre V6 outboard. Essentially it's an evolution of the F300 4.2 litre. We obviously had a gap in the market and didn't have anything around that 350 horsepower mark that was much needed for vessels like this. So now we have it, and it performs extremely well. It's very economical and obviously integrates with the Yamaha Helm Master and all that other sort of exciting stuff that we'll talk about.
And you said it was quite a light motor comparatively for its size.
Yeah, correct. So the integrated steering and the propeller and everything all rigged, we're looking around that 280 kilo mark, which is quite light for 350 horsepower.
Before we step aboard, I noticed there's some underwater features that you've got here. Can you just explain what's on this particular boat?
Yeah, that's right, Roger. So this vessel is fitted with the Seakeeper Ride vessel attitude control system, which is a fully automated pitch and roll vessel stabilisation system. So if we take a look down here at the transom, we have what's essentially a rotational tab bonded to the hull, and it takes something like 1,000 readings a second, but makes 100 movements a second. And it takes away 70% of our pitch and roll when we're underway. So yeah, it's a very fast system. If you move side to side in the boat, it'll keep up.
Oh, that'll be good. I'll be able to test that out with my weight moving from side to side.
Absolutely.
We'll see how good it is.
Can't wait to show you. It does work. There are some videos online of it working, and they really understate how good it actually is. So on the port side of the boat, we have our TM265 low-high 1 kilowatt chirp transducer, which is obviously 1,000 watts, really powerful. Does our shallow water really well, but also does our bottom tracking down to 1,500 metres very well as well. So around here on the starboard side, we have our RVM 100 3D transducer, which does standard high chirp, as well as our side scan, down scan, and 3D mapping.
Well, this boat obviously is a decent displacement and total weight overall. Can you tell us a bit about how you incorporated the trailer and whether there's any particular design things that you needed to consider?
Yeah, absolutely. So we one of the key features for us here was to keep the total package under 3.5 tonne, which it is. But we also want it to be towable by anyone that wants to tow it. Our customers in Wellington particularly like to travel, so triple axle was a no-brainer. We have brakes on all 3 axles, and we also have an electric winch on the front for launching and retrieving the boat.
This looks like a decent bit of engineering required to cater for all the loads. Can you tell us a bit about what it incorporates?
Yeah, sure. So we're a marine grade aluminium trailer. 2 reasons for that. It's stiff, but it's light, so that keeps our overall towing weight down. We have a Credo electric over hydraulic braking system, which has calipers on all 3 axles, and that's remote adjusted from the cabin with a wireless controller. We also have obviously a spare tyre when needed, and we have an electric winch for launching and retrieving. Winching these up by hand is not really an option. However, with the electric winch, which also has a remote control, it's very easy to do by yourself.
And are these available through Extreme, or do you get them tailor-made?
This particular trailer is made by Alloytech in Tauranga. They're available direct from Redhot Marine and Alloytech, or from Extreme Boats.
Starting from the transom here, Simon, I noticed it's a very clean back end to the boat. Can you just tell us what you've incorporated and and tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, correct. So on this one we've gone for the cage transom. The port side has a drop-down ladder and the starboard side has a rotating gate. The benefit of the Yamaha Helm Master system is that with our digital electric steering, we don't have any steering hoses coming out of the transom. So we have the one rigging hose going from the transom to the motor, which lets us keep the whole transom clean.
Right, if you could lead us aboard and we'll have a look aboard.
Let's get on.
All right, the first thing we see is the transom here, Simon.
Yep.
Can you explain what's new, I suppose, about the changes?
Yeah, so Extreme have come to the party with something we've been looking for a while, which is a central bait station. It's got a nice curve to it, which gives us access to our twin walkthroughs. We also have a central live bait tank, which has a divider in it as well.
This is quite a wide boat, and I see there's quite a number of lockers in here. Can you just explain what you've used the storage for?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 795 is a 2.8 metre beam boat, and you're right, we have a lot of low down storage underneath the central bait tank and walkthroughs. What that gives us is plenty of room for batteries. On this particular boat we have 3 batteries, one house, one start and one for the bow thruster. We also have the bow thruster controls in one of the lockers and access to our bilge area and all our pumps. So we have our knee switch hand washers, one on port side, one on starboard side. You simply knock it with your knee and salt water comes out the side of the boat to wash your hands when they're covered in squid or pilchard.
Pretty convenient.
Bloody good.
Well, apart from obviously seeing the generous beam on this boat, the first thing I noticed coming aboard was the rear wheelhouse wall where you've got doors and it's enclosable.
Yes.
Can you explain what your thinking is and what your design choices were around that?
Yeah, so with this particular size boat, we have a lot of people that may want an open boat or may want a closed boat, but most of them want both. So what we've come up with, or the guys at Extreme have come up with, is a bifolding heavy-duty wheelhouse wall. So starboard side we have our aluminium bifolding door, and then port side we have our electric window. So we can fully enclose the cabin, or we can open it right up, or somewhere in between.
Now they look pretty substantial in terms of the size and the bulk of them. Why are they, so robust, I suppose? Yeah,
so heavy duty is the key word here. As you know, boats move, they get a pounding, and the last thing we want is things rattling and breaking. So what Extreme have done, have designed and built the whole wall in-house, and they know what boaties need, they know what the expectation of the end user is, and so it is built to last, and it's built for the rough water that this boat's likely to see.
And it would obviously make a considerable difference to the ambient noise that you're getting from outside.
Absolutely, it takes away a lot of the motor noise when underway and ambient sound, yes.
Yeah, and with the soundproof tail, it's pretty easy to talk.
Yeah, so we're an 8mm thick hull, and we've soundproofed it too, so it's a very, very quiet boat, not just at rest but also underway.
I see you've incorporated a multi-use for the ice box. What's your solution there?
Yeah, so we've fitted the ICTech on the port side. We've mounted a backrest on the back of the wheelhouse wall and put a matched cushion on top of the ICTech, so it doubles up as a seat and chilly bin. Yes, in addition to the storage and the shelves, we also have on the starboard side our freshwater washdown, and on the port side we have our saltwater washdown. Okay,
well let's move inside and have a look around the cabin.
Let's go.
Immediately notice how much headroom there is in here. I understand this is the 795 Game King design, so
yes,
that's pretty standard?
Yep, standard roof height, you're absolutely correct, plenty of headroom. We've also got a couple of grab rails if things get a bit rougher out there or you need some balance. Yep. They're within reach of anybody. And a couple of roof hatches too for ventilation.
Yeah, so can you just tell us a bit, Simon, about the layout you've chosen here and what you've included and what you haven't, and the choices you made and why?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have gone with the freshwater sink, which is good for our cleaning up dishes. We've also gone with our electric fridge, good for keeping our drinks, food, cold, salad fresh, that sort of thing, without interfering too much with our chili bin space. On this one we've left space for a cooker, however we haven't fitted one. A lot of our customers prefer to cook outside the cabin on the bait board. In that case they can use a portable cooker out there. If the weather's bad, there is space for the portable cooker on this bench top. However, we can also install a diesel benchtop cooker if needed at any time. That would also double up as a diesel blower to keep the cabin warm in the winter with the wheelhouse closed.
And that'd be good for your South Island customers?
The South Island customers would love it.
Oh, can you just explain the layout on the port side here, Simon?
Yeah, so port side we have quite a versatile layout. We have a removable backrest here, which allows us to face backwards. We can sit here with our legs up, watching our lures, whatever we like, having a rest. We can also spin it around to face forward. So if you want to see where you're going, your passenger wants to see where they're going, they can simply face that way. We can also remove it all together, and it's now a berth.
And I see you've got plastic holders as inserts there to stop them.
Yeah, it holds the backrest captive and stops it from rattling.
Yep.
We've got nice deep storage here with our two drawers, plenty of space for storage there. And we also have our fold-up table, which is on a pedestal here, 2 clamps. It can lift up. And you now have a table for your cheese and crackers or rigging lures or playing cards, whatever you like.
Right. A nice lip there to stop things falling off.
Yeah, especially in a boat, we know they roll around a little bit even at rest. We don't want things rolling off, so that just holds everything on the table. And under the rear seat here, we have what's called our top entry storage, which is nice and deep, again for more storage.
And I see it's all lined in there.
All carpet lined, again just to protect whatever you're trying to store in there and stop anything from making noise.
So I see in this boat, Simon, you've got 2-tone upholstery. That's something I haven't noticed before. Can you tell us a bit about what options are available?
Yeah, so Extreme have extended their offering on the upholstery options. These are all standard Extreme colours now. However, we've gone for something a little bit different. It's a bit more of a natural colour, a bit of a lighter colour. What we wanted to try and do was make the boat feel a bit more airy and big, but we also wanted to class it up a wee bit from our standard greys and blacks and things like that.
So the customer can come in and have a look at a colour palette and make their choice?
Yeah, absolutely. So all Extreme dealers have the colour palettes in stock and they can come in and have a look.
Well, I've managed to fit my non-standard size into the helm position here, Simon. It feels pretty comfortable. It's a nice seat with a fold-down arm. Instrumentation looks fairly well. Let's say you've got a fair bit of space around there. Can you talk us through what you've added and what you haven't?
Yeah, I wanted to keep the dash and helm area clean and ergonomic. So again, we've got everything you need and nothing you don't. So on this boat we have the Redhot Marine Axiom Pro 2, which is a 16-inch MFD with all your standard chart plotter fish finder options, as well as our Cyclone open array radar. We have Yamaha's CL5 touchscreen gauge for all our engine management, speed, tacho, trim gauge, that sort of carry on. Our standard switch panels, our electric steering, our bow thruster toggle. We also have, to your right side there, a binnacle remote. And behind that we have our Helm Master joystick, which integrates with the bow thruster and controls the whole lot simply with the joystick. In front of the binnacle remote you have your autopilot controls. Above that your anchor winch, and that's everything you need.
That's pretty minimal size and for the Yamaha instruments. Does it cover everything you need in terms of data?
Absolutely everything is on that gauge, and you can see it with a glance. You'll see when we go out in the harbour that it's not too small to read. Everything is there and available simply with a quick glance of the eye.
So up front with the wide hull of the 795, you can see there's good accommodation up forward, a big double berth, even bigger than that, it's sort of almost 2.5. The centre squabs fit in and they can be taken out, and underneath is the toilet. So very handy for if you're out for a long day or overnight for a weekend. And also there's a privacy curtain you could pull down and zip up while obviously the toilet's in use. So very usable space, it's all carpet lined. There's some good storage shelves as well. And you've got a forward access through to the anchor well. Should something pile up there with the chain, you can get good access to it. Well, everything falls nicely to hand. I can reach all the switches, radios, bow thruster and all the switches. Wheels nice, and you've got good visibility around it at eye level. Even right round the back when you're looking out, you've got your rear window and doors, so good visibility all around. And a very comfortable seat, so it'd be good to see how she goes out on the water. All right, Simon, you talked about the integrated and automated system. The fact now that we've got the bow thruster integrated into the system, tell us how that is an advantage and how it makes it easier to operate.
Yes, there's two quite strong advantages with the bow thruster integrating with Helm Master EX. The first is obviously our manoeuvring, especially in close quarters. We can literally twist the joystick, as you've seen, and virtually spin the boat on the spot. Which allows us much greater manoeuvrability in tighter spaces, especially in an 8 metre plus boat, where manoeuvring can be difficult, especially with a single outboard. The second really good feature that Helm Master EX has is what we call fish point. There's two options for that. There's fish point bow and fish point stern. Each one will keep the bow or stern facing into the current or wind, whichever is the stronger of the two. And what it allows us with the bow thruster is just a much more refined way of holding our position in that fish point function. That the bow thruster can work to manoeuvre the front of the boat where it needs to be, and the outboard can manoeuvre the rear of the boat.
And like in the standard EX system, you've still got full joystick control if you want to use just that for your low-speed manoeuvring.
Absolutely, it's Helm Master EX as we love and know it, just with the addition of bow thruster, which really makes it a much more refined and better product to use.
Yep. And tell us a little bit about the electrical controls for the throttle, the advantage in that.
Yeah, so the throttle is all digital. That's for our shifting and our throttle, of course. It's a very smooth system to operate. Obviously, you're not clunking in and out of gear if you're doing it too slow or too fast. The shifting speed is all taken care of by the digital throttle itself. We've also got a new feature on this new binnacle where our start-stop switch and power switch are all integrated onto the binnacle itself, so we don't have a separate start-stop switch or key anymore. It's all just push buttons on top of the binnacle.
Okay, that's great. All right, well, we've had a great day on Wellington Harbour. Hasn't been the brightest weather, but what it has given us is some waves and some sea state to test the boat and see how it performs. The Game King 795 it's been really well set up. There's a number of changes that have been incorporated in this boat to make it more suited to a range of conditions. So you've got the lock-up cabin, you keep the sound and the weather out and the temperature right. You've got a big cockpit, great for fishing, great for families. And performance-wise, the new Yamaha EX integrated system with the bow thruster, it makes a big difference. We've got the integrated controls for the dynamic stability as well. So coming across the harbour and across sea, she was level and flat and really great. The integration and automation aspect of it, it's really well set up to make it easy to control, and that makes it fun and really, really useful and a great boat to have.